What's up, my bare necessities? My name is GoodKhaos, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. Today we're going to finish Yuri and Monika's poems, and we're going to write some more poems. We'll also see some more interesting stuff, so stay tuned. I never say that. I did this time. Whose poem should I show next? We're going to save Monika for last, I guess. Just go in order. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? So sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we hadn't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical for new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think that the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit two words together. The end result is both style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building on them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valid feedback. Natuski can be a little biased, though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do! I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which is kind of funny in itself. After all, isn't it supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But you took a long time to read it. Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. I also like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it, I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, GoodKhaos. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbiotically compared to a ghost, lingering in the last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of a past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be too long before you can pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Last one, baby. Hi, GoodKhaos! Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. I was wrong on the voice. It was so natural. By the way, since you're new and everything, If you ever have any suggestions for the clubs, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, GoodKhaos. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But that's the sort of barrier we'll all learn to get past soon. That's true. I hand Monika my poem. I like it, GoodKhaos. Really. It's a lot cuter than I expected. Ah, jeez. Oh, no. It kind of makes me think of something that Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yep. By any chance, have you read anything about Shel Silverstein? Maybe a long time ago. He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be funny, endearing, or even sad. And sometimes, they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express the views of the world that would apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that. Sort of! Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying a lot of different things. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this again. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. The best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing him or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident, someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel confident, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. Peeping Tom. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It wasn't too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he on the other side looking in. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. I'm sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Haha, it's okay! Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, they can be really powerful. Was that the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand, go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Whew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poem could stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? It's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolicism or something? Symbology. It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out as nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have actually asked... Wow! If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and GoodKhaos did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some of my suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon. Unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And GoodKhaos liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Member. That's not what I said. You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're jealous that GoodKhaos appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Meow. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the... I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as GoodKhaos started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! Sheesh. I don't like fighting, guys! Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they noticed I was standing there. GoodKhaos! She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true! She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have it figure it out. Help me explain that to her, GoodKhaos. Wait! There's a reason why we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only necessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, GoodKhaos? Well! How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about the writing, but whoever I agree with will probably think more highly of me. Yuri, you're really talented. Well, but Natsuki has a point. I think that I rack my brain in an attempt to back myself up. I think that conveying feelings with few words can be just impressive as well. It lets the reader's imagination take over, and Natsuki's poem did a really good job of that. Yeah! It did, didn't it? Shows how much you know. That's not... Natsuki, I think that's enough. Huh? Me? But she was so mean to me. Natsuki's voice whines. Look, what we talked about yesterday was right. Writing is a real personal thing, and sharing it can definitely be hard. It looks like we learned that today. Even small criticism can lead to something pretty heated. I glance over my shoulders. Sayori is nodding vigorously. Yeah, so you don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki. Natsuki's voice gets caught in surprise. Thanks for noticing. She finally mutters that barely audible. Yuri looks at me dejectedly, with a face that I can't help but feel bad as her as well. I'm sure that Natsuki didn't mean everything she said, so you don't need to feel threatened either. Well, if you say so. Hey! It's not like you need to apologize for me, GoodKhaos. Sheesh! Natsuki takes a breath. I'm thinking about... Natsuki glances around the room. Would everyone stop staring at me? Unsurprisingly, Natsuki has a harder time with it than she boasted. Sayori and Monika look away. Anyway... The thing about your boobs, I didn't mean it, okay? that's all. Natsuki looks away, avoiding eye contact with anyone. Yeah! Yeah! You're naturally beautiful, Yuri! Sayori? I'll go make some tea. Eh? I was just trying to help. I'm sure she appreciated it, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. Well, now that we're past that, everyone's read each other's poems, right? I hope that it was worthwhile for everyone, especially you, GoodKhaos. And to be honest, it's a nice change of pace from the lazing around we got a little too used to. So my joining the club was responsible for ruining the atmosphere? No, not at all, not at all. There's still time before we go home, so we all relax for a bit. Of course, besides chatting, we do literature-related things in the club room, so maybe you can take the chance to pick up a book or some writing. After all, that's what this club is for. I disagree, Monika. About what? That's not the most important thing about the literature club. The most important thing is having fun. Of course. Well, I guess that's why you're the vice president, Sayori. In the end, though, Monika's right. Being in the literature club probably means I can't spend all my time doing nothing. But in the end, I guess it's been worth it so far. Okay, everyone. That's just about time for us to leave. How did y'all feel about sharing your poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I say it was worth it. It was alright, mostly. GoodKhaos, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow, and maybe you'll learn something from your friends too. So your poem will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn more about the kinds of poem everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can do at least a better job impressing those that I want to impress. I nod to myself with new determination. GoodKhaos! Are we ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It's truly been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Aw. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No! That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Whew! You know, GoodKhaos, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. Click the boob. That's... Every day's gonna be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay! Yeah, let's do this.
I'm gonna go for Natsuki, because I guess that's what I'm doing. That was Sayori, alright. Kitty! Yeah! Awesome! That was Sayori! Silly! That was Sayori! Perfect! Cute! Yeah! Chocolate! Yeah! Bubbles! Yeah! Boop! Yeah! Kawaii! Ooh, I don't know what I just picked. Double click. Flying! Play! I don't know who's gonna be. It's either gonna be Sayori or Natsuki. Bunny! Sugar! Pink! Feather? Marshmallow! Yeah! Bouncy! Rainbow! That's Sayori, man. Doki Doki! Party! I don't know who liked it.
But everybody, this has been Doki Doki Literature Club. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back next time to see what the poem, who likes the poem, or I don't know how long these episodes go. It feels like a long time. But if you enjoyed this, please hit that like button. If you want to see more of whatever's going on all around here, please hit that subscribe button. If you want to know when I go live for a stream or put another video, hit that notification bell. Up like that, uppercut it. And if you would share this video, I would be forever and eternally grateful. And if you want to say hi, what's up, how's it going? You can leave a comment down below. If there's a game you want to see me play, you can also leave that down below, and I'll be sure to add it to a list. And as always, have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye. And here's your heart and blink. Bye.
Kitty! Yeah! Awesome! That was Sayori! Silly! Sayori. Perfect. Cute. Yeah. Chocolate. Yeah. Bubbles. Yeah. Boop. Yeah. Hawaii. Ooh, I don't know what I just picked. Double click. Fly. Play. I don't know who's gonna be. It's either gonna be Sayori or Natsuki. Bunny.